All right, welcome to live recording number I. I am your host. Wait, I forgot something. I'll be right back. Just had to enhance my creativity a little bit through optimizing the compression ratios in this stuff. Excuse me. Anyway, let's get to work. This is a clean purple. That's really nice. What the fuck happened here? I pulled this cable by accident. That's what happened. Okay, let's do this. Give me a prompt set in the woods.
Here's your prompt. Imagine a tranquil woodland scene at dawn, with sunlight streaming through a dense canopy of tall trees. The forest floor is a soft carpet of moss, dotted with wildflowers and scattered fallen leaves. A narrow path winds through the trees, inviting quiet exploration. In the background, a gentle stream meanders through the woods, its surface reflecting the warm, golden light of the morning. The air is alive with the rustle of leaves and distant birdsong, creating a sense of peace and timeless natural beauty. For this scene, consider using soft acoustic guitar or light wind instruments to reflect the serene woodland atmosphere. Enjoy your improvisation. You can check out the images in our conversation history.
Wood wins for the woodlands. Yeah, man. Oh, I need to wash my hair, dude. I just don't care, though. That's what it's like to want to get it right. I don't care. I'll wash my hair once I get this locked in, which will be after this session, assuming it goes well. So let's start the slider. Prompt. Oops. Here we go. That's nice. Excellent. Slider set point A. You know, social media was the foreshadowing for streaming services in terms of it's not oversaturation, it is over I don't even know. Inharmonic. It's dissonance. There's too many channels, there's too many frequencies, and they don't get along. And what I mean by that is I've never used X, Twitter, in my whole life. I posted like 3 times to it in high school. I hope I didn't post anything strange. I just didn't go look. I'm pretty sure I posted like 2 random things. That's it. But yeah, I think that was it. But, like, I really didn't use it. Never used Snapchat once. Okay, I did it once because someone made me send them one message on it. Let's just say that relationship didn't go good, and that was foreshadowing. Because look, man, I don't want to use Snapchat. Okay. Didn't use Snapchat. Vine, this same person was into Vine, which was actually helpful to have like been exposed to it early and realize just how chaotic that algorithm serving production paradigm is. And then what else have we had? Instagram. I didn't use Instagram for a solid 2-3 years. Just didn't use it at all. I'm glad Facebook, dude. I stopped using Facebook probably. No, to be fair, I used it after high school a little bit for my jazz when I was doing jazz piano full time. Um, this Logic project. Bro, I don't understand. I plugged the iLock in. Does this USB port not work? This is a brand new hub. Oh my god. Is that the iLock flash? No, that's the Ethernet. I don't want the Ethernet in the shot. I used yeah, I didn't use Instagram. I used Facebook just to promote my concerts. That's where the jazz demographic audience was on social. And I had a pretty clean system. My jazz career was like geo-locked. I just would not leave a certain radius. And it was challenging because that was focused in secondary markets. Actually, I think I had a rule that I would not do primary markets. I did a few cities with probably 250,000 populations. But a city can very easily have a 250,000 population just off of the metro area. It doesn't mean it's a metropolis, like hub. And I never really worked in any hubs intentionally because of reasons. Whatever, doesn't matter. That wasn't my thing, man. Like, I'm a nerd. Well, like, I'm a tech person. That was always my jam. So, yeah, the fact that I didn't work in cities was good. It was helpful. It was hardcore mode. It was like doing the side quests without finishing the main quest. So you have less stuff and it's like hard. So I'm doing in my Skyrim playthrough right now. I have not even gone to Whiterun the first time, and I went all the way to like Windhelm. Like, I've been traveling the whole map with no shouts, like terrible equipment. No, I don't even know if I can level up correctly yet. It's fun. I think I've actually done a few dungeons, or I've been to a few dragon houses even before I have the ability to get shouts. That's basically what I was doing in my jazz piano career. And that's the thing about Facebook. I didn't use it for leisure. Jazz audience, jazz is like such a stupid genre from a partitioning standpoint. Like, what is actually jazz is so much broader than what any one person who thinks they're into jazz likes. And so I just don't I'm using this from a purely mathematical standpoint to say that the demographic of people who will go to jazz concerts in a secondary market are such that they are only reachable through Facebook. So that's where I had to go to conduct those operations. You know what? I'm sorry I use all this like very techno terms, but like that's all that makes sense. What else am I supposed to say? To play those shows? Like, that's not definitive enough. You know what I mean? So, yeah, whatever. I was on Facebook for that. I did well. My system was very simple. Every Facebook event, which was hosted for a concert of mine, most of which would be created by the venue, I would link everyone who went to that event to my page. So I was collecting back some percentage of all the people who were already on Facebook who went to my events from every event. Very simple, conversion system. And it worked pretty well. I mean, my secondary markets are very small, so you're not going to, the numbers were very low, but it was effective. I was able to promote my stuff to this audience I acquired purely digitally. So I had a good time on Meta, and that was also a time where Meta was in. Like, I worked as a book-in person for like a week at this place I'd been playing a lot, and I did sound there a little bit too. And I remember I used Messenger, Facebook Messenger, mostly as my way to contact people, just regardless, like through the business page. And so I think what it really was is that the Messenger, like the business-to-business communications at that time where I was doing that were really clutch in Meta. They've completely disintegrated. I don't think you can even direct message a business at all anymore. So that was definitely like the last time where Meta was really relevant at all. Or not Meta, Facebook, in terms of like the cool stuff you're doing in society. And so, whatever. Then I have not used it at all since then. And that stopped when the pandemic started. That's when I stopped doing that stuff, obviously, because I had to. And in my film work, dude, nothing. I didn't post on Instagram once in my film, like when I was full-time freelance film work in the pandemic. I didn't go on Instagram one time, which was really cool because you'd think that obviously if you're making videos, Instagram's the place that you need to put them and all, but no. I just had a website and I had just Vimeo, like direct communications. And I didn't really use anything at that point because all of my work was through email and phone, and that was it. I didn't go on Facebook. I had no reason. I wasn't doing events or anything. Didn't really care what was happening on there. Yeah, I didn't go on Instagram even just to peruse stuff, to surf the algorithm. However, I was on YouTube all the time, not posting. I only ever posted on YouTube a little bit in the pandemic because there's nothing to do and I was learning video. That's basically it. Like I used it as a consumer a great deal. But I mean, that's because YouTube is the most comprehensive database. It's been around for the longest with the most volume of content. Video is my favorite format to learn by and just entertainment and all that. And for learning concepts like lighting or sound or anything, like YouTube is the only actual place you can go. That's why this setup that I have, this quantum state production setup, is the ultimate embodiment of that principle. That these live streams, which detail all of the information related to my productions, which I'm putting out short form, YouTube is the place where if I were wanting to learn how I am doing what I'm doing, I would watch these on YouTube. That's what it's for. You can never post too long of a video on YouTube. It's about information. And the algorithm part is just like a fun way to get access to the top level stuff. Whoever's killing it in the algorithm on YouTube understands enough about production in terms of production value, so they're okay. And also, they're a committed storyteller. They're committed to the format. I'm not saying that the people who do well in the algorithm on YouTube are the best, not at all, but they are good most of the time. But they care, so it's entertaining and it's fun. And it's like if you pair some YouTube stuff with doing it for real, that's all you need. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be able to learn how to do anything just from watching YouTube videos and never actually putting your hands on what you're trying to do. But it can give you all the information and context necessary outside of just doing it. And so, man, this shot is so wild how it's like not flat, but it is. I like that it's like that, and it's weird. Because it's just like strange. Like, it's obviously level. Is it though? No, not this again. let's see, bottom of the key on that note, bottom of the key on that note. No, it's about the same. And the lighting is what's making it real strange. Sorry, I'm sure there's some noise, some sound. I can't remember what is in there. I don't have my headphones on. Is it obnoxious, though? Well, okay. Here's my thought process on it now. What are the trade-offs? I have a tiny bit of the top of this part is in the shot. You see how my finger, just this little teeny bit of the edge of it. But on the bottom, I've also got space. If I push the top of the frame down so I don't get this, then I get more of the bottom. So I think I am in a pretty balanced situation. Whatever, it's all good. Here's the metaphor. This shot is short format. And let's just be clear. The number of views that short form content has is probably approaching 1 trillion. Like, it is an incredible amount. No, it's easily probably 10 trillion. An incredible amount of views. YouTube does not have that many views. YouTube is definitely not near 1 trillion in terms of if you just exclude videos with less than like 1,000 or 5,000 views, you know, whatever the kind of baseline for getting in the algorithm at all is, if you just exclude all the noise at the bottom there, that's just like random stuff that people uploaded, including what I'm doing right now, which I'll explain in a second actually, because that's interesting. But in terms of the long format stuff, if you exclude those, which is just basis of volume, the number of videos on YouTube with less than 1,000 views is probably like 1 billion videos. You know what I mean? So if you just exclude all of them, I don't think it's more than 1 trillion views. Maybe a little bit, but probably not 10. Nowhere near as many views as shorts. And there's a lot of obvious reasons for that, but this shot is just straight to the point. What I'm playing, how I'm playing it, looks pretty cool. Great, cool. This other shot, it's a lot more deep. You know, it's where we talk about cool stuff. We get this side angle. Now you get introduced to the whole quantum thing. We got lights in the shot. All of them, baby. Every single light in the shot. There ain't nothing fake about the setup other than the fact that I'm wearing that, like, everything else is very much done so that the lighting works. But, yeah, it was a cool shot. For someone who's into that, this is the one that's like, that's all you need, you know? And so that's why shorts are great, because you can get the ultimate concise version of the information and just go, and that's all you got. And if you find a place that you like it, you'll end up getting a total volume of input equal to a few long YouTube videos. The difference is people on YouTube have to be competent at video editing, production, story, structure, all of these things that are like basics to pass the class. That means everyone's pretty good. In short format, it's just not necessary at all. A lot of things have no cuts, no grading, it's just on your phone, raw. And that's why the information might be more raw, but this verification that that person's competent does not exist in the same way. And so, I'm trying to remember where I was going with this. I don't even know why I was thinking about X. Oh, I was thinking about streaming services. Man, we really went off. That was good. Exclusive to long format places, which, again, I'll get there. You'll notice with the way I talk about things, it's like 5 things at the same time. Maybe they'll come together at the end. Probably. We'll see. Anyway. Man, this is fun. I understand why people live stream all the time. Like, well, I just love making films. I love creating content. I like to use the word content to describe anything that's created, because I think people like to diminish content, but oh, it's just content. Yeah, well, so is whatever you make. What the fuck is the difference from a symphony and an Instagram video? It is a 4th dimensional representation of stuff. I'll get deep into that math with you if you want. That's it. Okay, so everything's the same. Everything, whatever it is the same. I like the word content because content was a word invented by people with the dream and the hunger to just get into it, to make stuff. And that's all that it's about. That's all I ever was. And yeah, YouTube, if you want to be smart, I can't filter, I guess. I usually can like stop and be like, well, think about what you're saying. Is this nice? Is whatever? No, I'm sorry. If you want to be smart and good, YouTube is the only place that you can singularly use instead of traditional means of education. In addition to, though, and this is very important, a strong ability to just learn on the fly, learn through doing. And I also had an insane advantage. My dad was a very good musician. All the rest of his side of the family were music business people. Like, I was a Nepo motherfucker from a very simple standpoint, which is I had access to free information at like any level in any context. Like, I could find someone to go to the studio with, learn mixing, mastering. I always had people to show me stuff, and I was really good at learning that way. I'd just say, hey, can you show me that one thing? Hey, can you tell me about this chord? Hey, can you, like that method of learning I was really good at. And that's what allowed me to go low vis, is that I could just learn street craft and then supplement it with YouTube, which, let's be honest here, and I love everyone on YouTube, a lot of these people are teachers. What do they say about teachers? Those who can't do, teach. And that's so fucking mean, and like, why would you, like, that's just a mean ass statement. What it means is this, is those that may not want, those that don't do exclusively full time, which is something that will burn you out and destroy you, so that means they're probably just smarter, more logical people. Those that don't do, teach. Because what else are your options? You know what I mean? I did that for a long time. I was a private teacher for piano. And it was because I did not want to do this, because the cameras weren't good enough yet. So, anyway, that's the best excuse ever. That's like not true. I was just gaining XP, man. I didn't make money. I was hustling. At least I was not a Nepo motherfucker in the sense that my dad, who I love very much, he's gone, but taught me a lot while he was here. Did not teach me anything good about financial management. Was not particularly skilled at that, so I had to hustle. And I really appreciate that, because that's rare, where you do have a foot in the door and you can get all this free information and everything. But where the fact that it's free is actually helpful, because you got to hustle to make it happen. And that's very unique. And it was definitely only the product of my type of situation, where there were a lot of people with success, but how that equated to economic stability was totally disproportionate. So you could have two people with reasonable, similar amounts of success, but because of the nuances of the business, one of them might have a lot of money and be doing good, the other one really may not. And that was my dad. He just didn't care, man. He was all he cared about was practicing and his craft, and that dedication is what he inspired on me. That's got me doing everything I did. And so that's all that matters. And, and also it was his time. It was very hard to be an independent. He was kind of an independent operative. Like, he was doing his own thing. And that was very difficult back in that day. Look at me now. I've got this camera right here is what a Hollywood movie was shot on by the greatest cinematographer of our time, Greg Fraser, in my most humble opinion. But if you argue with that, like, I hear it. But I'm saying in terms of contributions to the craft in recent time. I think Bradford Young is there with him in terms of negative fill, upstage key, and all that. I think, like, whatever. Favorites and all that is never a real thing. But what I'm saying is, I think Greg Fraser I think he's the best. You can think whatever you want. He is definitely very good. He literally used this camera on a movie. That was not possible in my dad's time. You know what I mean? To use the equipment that's top level, like tens of millions of dollar budget, that you can afford pretty easily, just operating as an independent. That's not possible. You can't buy an entire festival sound system. Like, that's what this is. I'm able to route my audio in directly to your headphones in real time. Like, that type of production value as an individual operative was not possible. And so I'm giving my dad a pass for being hyper creative and not so focused on business. Because who wants to be? I get it. But that's what YouTube's for. You can learn every little piece of it if you want. And I don't really know how I got down this road. I was saying that I basically only learned through the internet and doing it, but just providing a, disclaimer that I definitely had very unique access to top-level information that, frankly, a lot of these people probably wouldn't have wanted to tell anyone because it's trade secret because of this Nepo motherfucker situation. Sorry I'm swearing so much, but that's a much better term because it's more violent and like, look, I'm one, okay? So I can be mean to myself. Yes, that is real, but also that's like how the world has worked forever. And in my case, I used it to say, okay, I have access to information that a lot of people don't get. I'm going to use it well. I'm going to use it to push further. And I feel like I'm doing that. So whatever, man. Don't really care. I work hard. I worked hard. That's all that I care about. That's all that I like doing too. Like, I love learning. That's why I was on YouTube all the time, is because I could learn anything. And film stuff, you can learn that pretty well on YouTube because it's video. You know what I mean? Like, you can't learn how to play the piano really well unless someone really tells you how to get your technique right, you know? And you can do that in a video pretty well, but you know what I mean. But in terms of all these platforms, nowadays, what I'm observing is that there's too many channels. Everyone's doing the same thing. Like, X is now doing what YouTube, or like every other platform. So it's like, what do you use? You just use X, or you use 10 other things, but all these other things can kind of also do the things that X can do, and do some things better. Then YouTube is in a league of its own, always will be, great quality, and there's just so much volume in there that algorithm has so much stuff it can show you, that's their fundamental advantage, is just the amount of data they have. But it's like everyone's doing the same thing, and there's a lot of them. So you just have to use 10 different apps. Like, it used to be where apps were niche. You went to one place for one thing, you went to another place for another thing. Now you have to choose where you want to go for everything. That's dumb. And it's not going to work anymore. And what has to happen is that apps have to go niche again and just be completely dominant in that niche. That's what I was talking about with Altiverb, where Altiverb is so good that I don't even think about anything else in that niche at all. That's what apps need to start doing again. Or else we're going to burn everyone out and it's going to go to absolute chaos. And that's what I'm trying to correct for in this moment, is making content at such a high volume and such a high production value that I can just, like, you know, deal with the dissonance in the system and reset it, update the OS of the algorithm so that it now focuses on those principles that I'm saying are what this always was. Application-based, what Bill Gates invented way back in the day. Like, applications are the basis of, like, using a computer, period. And if every application can do the same thing, why on earth would you have multiple of them? That's what I'm experiencing with streaming services. I was really into Disney Plus in the pandemic. I was into all their in-house stuff at that moment. Not so much now because I've watched a lot of it. You know, Netflix, for a minute, they were killing. When Stranger Things 1 came out, up until then, they were just dominant. That was their niche. But everyone else got into it. And what are they doing now? I'm watching Arcane. They're dropping it sequentially. I do love the way they're dropping this. 3 episodes at a time is, like, definitely the way to go. A lot of my quantum math stuff focuses on that question of, like, rate and volume, and I feel like that's a great volume, but it's inconsistent. Sometimes they come out once a week, sometimes they come out at the same time. It's just chaos, and it's very obvious that they're just copying. I think Disney Plus was the first to do that with The Mandalorian, because I believe that was the first show that started sequential, comes out, keeps users engaged for multiple months, allowed them to make the subscription cost less per month because no one was just binging and leaving. And yeah, now that's what everyone does, but now it's like, dude, what the fuck is the difference between this and TV if I have to wait a week every time? You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing. And that's dumb. Streaming's used to be better than TV because it was just, you could access whatever you wanted. And now it's like, wait, hold on, this is TV, but it's not. And if you add up the total amount you're paying for all these streaming services, you need to watch the same number of shit you could just watch on TV. It's more. And it's like, bro, how did we devolve here? I don't understand. And so that's exactly what social media has been doing for a while. Like, that's what TikTok did. TikTok came in and said, hey, TikTok was like Fortnite. It came in as like, hey, here's a new format, and it dominated, and then everyone else just copied it, and that's all it is. And that was gaming for a minute. Fortnite came out, it was like, hey, here's a new thing, dominated, then everyone else copied it. Warzone got in there finally. I'm only on COD now. I mean, I love Fortnite, and if I have a reason to play it, I will. And it's evolved incredibly, and since it uses Unreal, like obviously I'm invested in it and I care about it a lot. But I've always been a COD gamer. That was my first game I ever played, my first Xbox 360. Like that's my thing. And the fact that Warzone got me back, and now I'm just playing deathmatch and the usual stuff in Black Ops, like they did a good job of meeting the moment and then finding a new niche. And I think they got it. I think Battlefield totally squandered the opportunity to, dude, like ever since Battlefield 4, hot take, yeah, the other few after that were okay, but Battlefield 4 was the peak. What happened, dudes? Like COD at that time was making weird space shit. Like it was crazy. COD was not good until Modern Warfare, the most recent one. So like they did a good job. That's the model for me of like how do you meet the moment where new things come on the scene, integrate them, but still have your own unique character. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with the algorithm too, is that it only understands what are people watching. It's not able to predict what will they watch before it exists. The second you upload a video, it can figure out, okay, this should go here. But before that, it has no idea what you should do. So think about the training, the way that the algorithm is training the people who are using it. It's saying, hey, if you make something that's the exact same as that other thing you made, I'll like it. It's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I'm sorry I'm swearing so much, but that's one where I'm like, what? How does that system make sense? That means everything has to be the fucking same. And it does. That's all it is. And I'm not talking about literally the exact same, the basic aesthetic and format. I'm doing 2 cameras. There's not a lot of people who do 2 cameras. It's really not very hard. In the vertical frame. I guess I'm doing 3 shots in a vertical stack. It's not very hard. No one has done it. Everyone's just doing 1 shot. It's like, guys, it's like, fuck what the algorithm wants. Think about the story. What does the story here want? Is the story going to be better because you switched it up a little bit from what the algorithm's used to? That's all that should matter. And that's why I didn't waste my time on Instagram for a while, is because I knew that algorithm was just getting everyone to like do the same shit infinitely. And dude, that was mad fast. Whoa, that's wild. Whatever. I'm just taking advantage of all that sweet SSD storage that everybody's got and throwing my videos in there. You're welcome that it's so dark. It means the data rate is low. And thank you for storing it for me. I appreciate you. But anyway, the basic rule of the algorithm is it just wants time. It wants more time. Longer videos, more watch time, more content. That's all it wants. I know that for a fact. Every algorithm wants that. And so, or input time. It's complicated. I'm not going to get into it. But where does creativity go when that happens? When it doesn't understand the concept of creativity? Where its idea of what do people want is not capable of being informed by evolution. It's simply informed by what was the last thing they saw. Like, dude, film, like video, moving picture, was invented by a dude who was doing theater, and he was filming it on a camera. No, sorry, not film itself, editing. The concept of editing, which in my opinion is the first fourth dimensional representation of stuff other than music until this point. But music also, in not being recorded, was like kind of fourth dimensional, but film was like the first recorded fourth dimensional deal when editing came into the mix with it. So this guy was doing theater and he was filming it and he realized, wait, if I stitch these shots together, I can change the way that the story goes and how it feels. And he did that, and it worked. And that's innovation. That algorithm never would have said, hey, do this new weird thing I have no idea if anyone's going to like. It doesn't know how to say that. And so what happened is culture evolved, but the format stayed the same. And the format of shorts on social media has not changed in its base nature and will not if everyone just keeps listening to the algorithm. So I spent my 6 months talking with the algorithm. We're good. This is what needs to be done. Innovation needs to happen. Evolution, rather. And, that's across the board. The algorithm has gotten everyone to just be trying to do the same thing, playing the same game. And it's like, there's other games. There's other levels. This isn't the only one. You just have to invent it. That's all I'm trying to tell you is you invent it, I'll do the work. That's what the algorithm's been teaching us. And I don't think anyone got it. But also, to be fair, all of this is only possible now. Like, all this gear I'm using, this whole workflow, is past couple of years it's been kind of possible. Frankly, without an M3 Max chip, I don't think a computer could handle all the different things I'm doing right now. And so, that's real. And that's why the evolution of technology has stayed very organic. And that's why I got into Unreal Engine, because that was the newest instrument. That was the newest canvas and way to create. And that's how innovation works. And I think that's the problem with the consumer side and the content side, is it's just stuck. There's no space for innovation because the format is staying the same. And so if the format's the same and the algorithm just keeps wanting the same type of stuff, that's it. And so that's all I'm doing. I'm just updating the format, offering new options. You can now live stream while you record if you use NDI. You can do multiple shots at the same time with NDI. Like, I'm taking advantage of what this new tool, this new instrument can do. NDI allows for all these things that it's not possible in any other situation. And that's basics. Unreal Engine allows for all these creative possibilities that were not possible in other situations. Virtual reality, 360-degree film. Same deal. That's all I'm doing. I'm saying, okay, these are the new tools, let's go. And that's it. I think that's that's how we got here. That's how invention happens. So someone's like, hey, here's a new thing. Most of the time it goes fucking awful. Like, the history of physics is just everyone being like, no, that's dumb. And then like 100 years later, they're like, oh shit, that was actually right. It's like, what the fuck? What? You guys are supposed to be smart. Come on now. And yeah, they weren't that smart back then. That's what AI is really for, is you can just say, hey, can you tell this idiot that this is actually smart and present clear evidence as to why? It'll be like, yeah, it's pretty smart. And he'll be like, okay, at least I'll consider it. Because a lot of that was just personal. A lot of these physics dudes were just like, I do physics, I'm cool. It's like, okay, bro. This is physics here. I'm controlling light. Y'all might have figured out the basics of the physics, but you couldn't control it. You couldn't synthesize an image out of electrons and photons. Just saying. So truth is, artists, visual sound artists, are the greatest physicists ever, because we use physics to do our craft, like at a very advanced level. I mean, every computer chip is like the limit of physics. So if we think about how sophisticated we are engaging with reality through physics, all of us are vastly more in tune than a lot of the people who invented this shit. But their minds were fucking crazy. I mean, to be able to invent this stuff is insane. But anyway, that's the moment. That's where we're at. It's an interesting time. So let's continue. And in terms of why I don't care that my content, because it's live streamed, will always fall into that low level of I don't mean views. I mean the way the algorithm looks at it. The algorithm does not look at live streams. The Twitch algorithm does a little bit, but Twitch does not have that many users overall, relatively speaking. Facebook has a lot of users, but it's a legacy platform, so the algorithm doesn't really have to do much. YouTube is the only place where you can stream that has an algorithm. And the algorithm does not bother trying to promote streams, because how the fuck is it going to understand it? It has no, like the algorithm's really simple. It just shows stuff to people and says, okay, what does this small group of people think? Okay, if they think this, then I proceed. And how's it going to do that with a live stream? It's got to do that in real time. Like, based on what? Like, that's impossible to do that calculation for a live stream. And so it just says, fuck it, I don't care. I'm not going to promote this live stream. Your subscribers will watch it, and that's it. That's where we'll end. And what I'm doing is saying, okay, fine, I don't even care. I'm just utilizing the fact that you can live stream, so I can record these videos. Through NDI, I'm able to have a production aesthetic at the same level where I would get it if I edited these things, meaning I'm live streaming an edited video in real time. And I'm just taking advantage of the fact that through doing that, I'm able to upload it while streaming it. And for whoever few people may watch the streamed part, which I don't create these for the stream value, I'm just streaming them because it's the fastest and most efficient way to record them. And that's the basics of it. But the benefit is, it means the algorithm will never take them. So these are sleeper agents. All of my live streams are sleeper agents waiting to be activated, which is fun. That makes it fun for whoever finds these, and whenever they find them, I know that I'm putting them somewhere that the algorithm can't touch it. So you have to go look. It's like an Easter egg hunt. And I'm a storyteller, man. I'm an artist. Like, that stuff is fun to me. I'm not trying to say I'm crazy or anything, but like, anyone who's really good at stuff, and again, I don't want to say I'm really good, that's relative, whatever, I'm a capable operative. You want to play any jazz song with me? Let's go. Like, wow, that's really gangster. Yo, you want to play this song with me, bro? Come on! Like, yeah, you're hard, fam. Get out your whatever instrument. Look, man, I have done this for a long time, and in my technical assessment, I'm a capable operative. That's what I'll say. But the reason that I cite that fact is because, I'm going to forget what it was because, what the fuck, what was I saying? This noise is distracting the shit out of me. Oh my goodness. I'm getting so distracted. Right. Okay. It's because these are lo-fi productions. I know they look good. They look clean, whatever. I'm just going to say good. It's the only word, like, but good is just such a stupid word because it has all this emotional connotation when it's really just a functional word. I'm just going to use it functionally. This looks good in the sense that the production value is executed well. Let's just put it that way. What I'm saying is, by my standards, this is lo-fi. I wouldn't want the algorithm to take this. And so the way that I'm doing this, live recording these things, is the only way that I can subvert the algorithm in the one place that it's relevant, which is YouTube, which is also, frankly, the only place that new users are going to be, really. The fact I throw these on Twitch is, I don't really know why I do that. My entire approach to Twitch is pretty chaotic. I'm just using it because it's really easy to start streaming there. And as I said, the algorithm just wants more content. So there you go. But frankly, I bet this is relatively unique for what you find on Twitch overall. And this is all secondary content. If you have found me through any of my primary level content, there's actually a lot of levels. This is like tertiary, or this is very base level, bottom of the barrel, 10 levels deep content. So I don't want you to find it first. This is like an Easter egg from the main story, a side quest. And that's cool. The fact that the vastness of the way these platforms work and the capability of video and streaming and, you know, all these networked things is such that you can do these weird moves. This is like fourth dimensional chess, where I'm like, okay, I'm making these videos now, but they're probably not going to get any views for a really long time, but I'm making them for that time, while also making other videos that are for this time in the same video. That's definitely fourth dimensional chess, I'm just saying. But that's all it is, and that's a simple fact. The algorithm will not promote live streams because it doesn't know how. It can't collect enough data in real time to do that, unless they've been going for like weeks and weeks, and in that case, that's a really easy way to be at the top of the SEO, is if you've been streaming for like 5 years, like all those ambient channels. Like, that stuff that's pure SEO. People ain't gonna scroll looking for their ambient fix. So, yeah. But anyway, that's it. Sorry I talked for so long, but like I said, the algorithm just wants volume. That's what we gave it. Let me get this image in here, and let's go. And this is also another reason I live stream, is because it gives me an excuse to just talk, like, kind of to no one, but it may be to someone. Like, it's so ambiguous, that it's helpful. Like, I don't talk about all this nerd shit with, like, people, because like, if you're a nerd, nobody wants to hear it. Nobody really cares. And I know that's harsh, but it's better. It's better that I say that than you do that and talk to everybody about your nerd shit and think they care, and they just get more and more tired of it. It's not good. And that's how it goes for a lot of people, and that's what it is to be a creative or an intellectual type. But my policy is, unless they ask, no one wants to hear about, like, how AI models work, or how, like, why the new chip is so cool because it's got all these, like, no one cares. So, if anyone were ever to care, it would be the people who would watch these. Meaning, if there's ever a time we're talking about this is good, for one thing, I'm not actually talking to anybody, so, like, in this moment, so it's not obnoxious in that manner. But also, and I mean literally physically, like, this is not a conversation with another person in this space. But at the same time, it's the way I'm setting this up. So this is not algorithm fodder. The live streamed content, live recorded stuff, means that whoever finds it, like, looked for it. So I hope that that's enough of a vetting process that, like, you do want to hear me talk about all this random nerd shit for, like, a long time. Because I never want to make anybody listen to that crap if they don't want to hear it. I'm sorry I'm talking about it so meanly. I'm a super nerd, though, and I'm just, like, I have to be that, like, definitive about it, or else I'll just be, like, that's all I'll talk about. I love this stuff, dude. I love talking about this stuff, but, like, you got to be reasonable and respectful towards what people are into. Most people are not into computer chips. You know, like, I am. If you start a conversation with, yo, let's talk about 3 nanometer, like, yes, all day. I'm weird. That's not what most people are like. And so that's really all it is. And also, I'm just taking advantage of how chill this setup is. I don't have to worry about data management because this is being recorded on someone else's hard drive. Most of my stuff is mains powered, and the more times I let my stuff die, the more I know how long it lasts. So the times that I really need it to be working well, I won't have to worry about. Okay, I don't understand. This light is really influencing. I'm going to leave it blue, actually. It's really influencing the keys color. said woodwinds. And also I'm just testing my focus ability. If I can stay focused and remember what instrument we were using after like an hour of just rambling, good job. There was like 0.00001% functional value to to doing that to myself. I mean, like I said, I hope that others may find this information insightful at some point. All right, let me switch shots so you can see what we're doing here. Whoops. Wrong transition. Let me rebuttal that. There we go. All right, using the woodwinds, got a lot of them in RAM. This is a big stack. This is my trick for these Spitfire libraries. Create your own orchestra. Put together your individual patches and create your own orchestra. And just make sure the automation is the same. I think that's probably good. Except we got to switch the chords up a little bit here. Let's think about this. You know what? I don't care, dude. I really don't care. We're just going to play it. It's all good. I wasn't too long. That's what I hoped. I thought I was cruising. I haven't done that type of practicing in a while. I need to like work out or something. I'm like, I don't know. I think I do need to do some tricep raises. I used to do this practice routine where I would play with a pad patch like that for a long time, just like flowing. I'm pretty good with the chords. I mean, look, the chords are always the same. If it's major or minor, they're basically always the same. But that was the Ninja. Well, good timing. All right, swap the Ninja. Batteries. I hope my battery's charged. I turned this light off. Yeah, they did. Let's go. Yeah, the camera's almost dead too. I'm gonna swap this battery as well. But I used to I don't even know what I'm saying, man, honestly. me change this shot. All right, we're locked in. I mean, this is fun, man. Like, every film thing I've ever done until this, I had to deal with batteries and data management. Like, the fact I don't have to deal with data management, the fact the camera just died, it doesn't matter. Like, that's dope. I'm just enjoying the flexibility of an NDI-based workflow. And the fact that I can do lights from my computer where I'm doing everything else just keeps it all so centralized. It's incredibly enjoyable. Okay, new prompt. Which one? What was I gonna say? I can't remember. I really don't know. Something about... I don't even know, man. Was I talking about data or something? Definitely the fact that I've been just talking about nothing for a long time. Oh, I think, right, talking about how it's helpful to just like have an excuse to kind of talk about how you're working. It helps you internalize the knowledge and learn and everything. But yeah, but nobody cares. Like, they care about the end product. They don't care about nothing else. Okay. New prompt. Let me try something. And I mean, isn't this the point in live streaming? Is you're kind of just like doing nothing for a really long time? Like, I just feel bad that I'm doing nothing for a really long time because it looks like the production value is such that okay. All right, new prompt. Oh, I think I was talking about the orchestral stuff. I don't even know. You know, the one part that I will say, what's fun about everyone else's live stream setups is that they can do engagement, but that's where I'm saying this is just me live recording a course on how I do what I do, which is me just doing what I do, fully taking advantage of NDI. It's a new format, but I guess it's both a live stream and a recording. But in the live stream part gives you an excuse to kind of just be loose with the format, but the recording part, it just has to meet certain production value standards to be considered a recording. Yeah. All right. Give me a prompt from... Actually, hold on. I didn't record. Let me delete that last recording I was just looking at. Give me a prompt featuring a dense... Actually, dude, no, hold on. What should we do? Give me a prompt featuring a dynamic landscape.
Here's your prompt. Picture a dramatic coastal landscape with towering cliffs being pounded by crashing ocean waves. The stormy sky above is alive with dark, swirling clouds, streaked with occasional rays of sunlight that illuminate the misty spray of the waves. At the edge of the cliffs, wind-whipped grasses and wildflowers cling to the rugged terrain. Below, the churning sea shifts between deep blues and foamy whites, constantly in motion. In the distance, a solitary lighthouse stands defiantly, its beam cutting through the mist and storm. The scene exudes raw, untamed energy and chaotic beauty. For this scene, consider using dramatic percussion or sweeping orchestral strings to capture the power and movement of the setting. Enjoy your improvisation. You can check out the images in our conversation history.
Oh, wow. There's actually 3 lighthouses in this. Looks good. Let's go, man. Yeah, but you know what, like, it's like, does it matter that it's long? No. Okay, by the time anyone's actually watching this, I will have made an AI system capable of just extracting the only useful parts of a video for you very fast. So I, of all people, can make this as filled with just nonsense as necessary, because I'm going to make the tool that will allow you to filter out all the nonsense very easily. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. And think of all this as just a test. I'm testing what NDI can do on a pretty normal network with a bunch of other crap plugged in to the network. If it can do good at this, then take that as data towards what else it can do good at. And all these services I'm using, can they hold up to this much usage? And the computer itself, can it hold up to this multi-pro app real-time workflow? That's all we're asking. It's pretty simple. All right, we're going to steal this blue. That's tough color. That's close. Make this one same. What the fuck? Oh, wait, I clicked on the same light twice. I'm so dumb. $203.34. Okay. No, I said 34, man. Yep, that's good. Wasn't there one of these that was like this color? That's a weird one, though. I think it was this one. Yeah, I don't like that one, though. It's weird. It's all good. We'll just do color. I'll do this rust color of the plants. Just drop the volume. You know what I mean. Let's drop the volume of the key light as well. It's S-Log for you, baby. No noise. No noise. S-Log is a a gamma profile, gamma curve, for anyone who thought that was like suggestive language. That sentence makes sense if you know what S-Log is, I think. Not really, though. Oh, man, it's live stream. That's what the live stream is, political cover for anything weird I do or say. It was a live stream. It is recorded now, but it was a live stream, so sorry. And not that I intend to do anything weird and that was weird. It wasn't. That's a very normal way to speak. I'm just clearly someone who overthinks absolutely everything. So here we are. Sounds. But it's good in some contexts. My ability to overthink everything allows me to manage doing all the necessary production components for all the stuff I do. Now, what did she say for sounds? Orchestral something or others? Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe brass? This is going to be using a lot of RAM. Yeah. 10 gigabytes. Using a lot of VRAM for the video. That sounds terrible. What the? Nope. Not that. Yeah, I'm going to use too much RAM. I gotta watch out. Don't wait, yeah, I'm using 8.7 of swap. Yeah, that's, well, like I said, it's fast enough. It can take it. What was this image? A cliff? There's a certain sound that will work for this. I just don't know where it is. Yeah, I used this sound. I think it was in here. I think it was Abbey Road 1. I did the same exact thing before. Abbey Road 1 doesn't use too much RAM. Why is this so quiet? Oh, it's not. Yeah, that's good. Definitely not those notes, though. Let's run it. Sorry, I'm not using keystroke today. Honestly, I don't really care. The fact I used it like 2 times means anyone can figure out what all of my shortcuts are by watching those. That was terrible. Good God. This is just not the right sound. It's, I'm like, I can't think well enough to figure out what sound I'm even looking for. Oh, I think it's this one. I'm gonna destroy this computer. I've just selected so many different fucking libraries. This one doesn't work. Why not? How do you even find these patches? I see what this buffer is for. I was wondering, I have like an extra 5 videos to edit. I'm trying to keep it at 1-to-1. Shoot 6 a day, edit 6 a day, no overhead. The reason I have that overhead is that I can end this recording now. It will have been an hour. I will have done 2 pieces. And adding in this buffer, I'll still meet the volume. I think that's the move because, yeah, I'm just fried. I can't think. I went to bed at like 1 o'clock and I got up at like 6, so I'm not that surprised. Damn, that recording was terrible. I guess these videos are evidence of my parameters. Oh well. Let's create these edits. You know what I played was okay. The sound was just not quite it. Could have been much better. Yeah, let me look at this. I have at least 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I have 7 videos to edit. So I have a buffer of more than 1 day. That's pretty good. Wait, we're on 61. Just do one more thing. No, bounce. Alright, yesterday, the last one I did was 60. I want to see if the performance on 60 is actually the performance. Alright, we're good then. Alright. I like this aesthetic. This is clean. The choice to do white, a shade of a CCT tone on the string. It's cool. It's cool, and it matches the framing of the picture. So whatever. That part was good. Music was terrible. It's all good. Peace.